Do you really need a string trimmer that takes 2 batteries? This is the Milwaukee model number 3006-20 if you want just the bare tool, which is just the string trimmer, or -22 if you want it with the 2 8.0 batteries as well. Now this thing is supposed to have up to 2.5 horsepower. That's with a cordless or battery powered trimmer. We really haven't seen that type of power yet out of a string trimmer, but Milwaukee's claiming it does with the 2 8.0 batteries. Now it's optimized for these 8.0 batteries, but you can also run the 12.0 batteries in it for extra run time. Now let's dive deep into the features here, and then we'll use it and then come back and talk about pricing, warranty, and what we think of it. Now starting here at the business end of the trimmer, this has a 17-inch capable trimmer head. In other words, it can run in 15-inch format or in 17-inch, and all you have to do is take these 2 screws out and swap this blade around, and it will cut at the 15-inch. Right now we've got it set up for 17-inch. You can see here 8.5 inches to the center, so 8.5 times 2, that gives us those 17 inches. And again, with a 1/2 inch offset, if you swing that around, it's going to be a 1-inch offset, so it's 7.5 inches to the center, and you're going to get that 15-inch cutting swath. Now that's great if you have that capability to cut at 17 inches, but doesn't have the power to actually spin it up. And this is a bump feed head, so after you put the line in to extend the line, all you have to do is bump it while it's under power, and it will actually extend the line out. And it's also very easy to install the line. You just line up these red dots here and pass the line all the way through, and then wind the cord just by holding this bottom and winding the head, and that's going to wind all the cord in. And then as under power, as you bump, it's going to bump down that head and turn and extend that line. We're running Milwaukee's trimmer line in here. This accepts 080 line, 095 line, and 105 line. Now when we say 080, 095, 105, I'm sure the pros know what we're talking about, but that's 0.080, 0.095, and 0.105. So 105 being the largest diameter line. Now on the opposite end, we have the power head where we install the batteries. And so we've got the XE 8.0 batteries, which is what this trimmer is actually optimized for. But as we mentioned, the 12.0 batteries are going to provide the same amount of power, just longer run time. And you see they're nice and compact for 2 batteries anyway. So I know it's a large area, but I think they've done a good job of kind of slimming that down to be able to pack 2 batteries on here for delivering the power without taking up a whole bunch more footprint. They're also hanging it here off the back side, which should kind of cantilever from the center point of your handle and not be a whole bunch of extra weight. Now the fuel designation tells us we've definitely got a brushless motor, and we also get 2 speeds. So right here, we have the trigger here on the bottom side, but unable to press the trigger. We also have to kind of activate the safety switch here. I would call that a dead man switch. So you just kind of fold that forward. You can't just press it down. Fold it forward, and then you can press that down, hold it with your hand, and then you can operate the throttle. Now, we can also control the max speed here. We have a low and a high, or a turtle speed and a rabbit speed. Now, low is going to give us 4,900 RPM at the trimmer head, and high is going to give us 6,200 at the trimmer head. So again, 4,900 in low and 6,200 in high. Now, runtime at these speeds with the 8.0 battery, you're looking at, with the 15-inch swath, 50 minutes in low and 30 minutes in high. And at the 17-inch swath with the 8.0 batteries, you're looking at 30 minutes in low and 20 minutes in high. Now with the 12.0 batteries, you're going to bump that up to, in the 15-inch swath, 75 minutes on low and 45 minutes on high. And the 17-inch swath is going to give us 45 minutes in low and 30 minutes in high. Now, even though we have the low and high speeds, we also get a variable speed trigger. So you can see we can dial in the speed that we want. And as far as sound goes, you're looking at only 80 decibels. Now, most of your gas trimmers are running at that, you know, somewhere around 100 plus decibels. So only 80 with the Milwaukee. And then right here ahead of the trigger and the speeds is this little bracket right here, and we can install the included strap very easily. And now we can hang that off our shoulder so we don't have to actually hold the trimmer. Okay, let's get a weight on this trimmer. We'll weigh it first with just the trimmer without any batteries. So that looks like 12 pounds, maybe 12 pounds, a half an ounce. Now with the 8.0 batteries, I believe it's somewhere around 16. Okay, looks like 16 3/4 maybe. Yeah, I would call it 16 pounds and 12 ounces, so 16 3/4 pounds. And then with the 12.0 batteries, I think we're going to be on the 18 plus, yeah. 18 pounds, 12 ounces. Yeah, so 18 3/4 pounds. Now this has no problem doing your typical yard work. In fact, we ran this on some St. Augustine here in Florida, did some edging with it, hit some weeds with it, and it's really, again, just no problem with cutting through any of that. I see this dual battery because Milwaukee already has their M18 and their M18 Quick Lock, which is a great format that does very well. And so I see this as kind of bridging that gap between that brush cutter and that typical, say, typical Milwaukee string trimmer. So this is meant to cut that heavier stuff. So we're going to cut some heavier stuff and see how it does. We're going to start in low and then shift to high when we see fit. So that was all in low. So now we're going to shift to high. Significantly more power running in high and really takes care of anything in your way. Well, this is definitely an impressive string trimmer. It has tons of power. They're claiming 2.5 horsepower. We really don't have a way to check that. But as far as the power to get stuff done, it's really doing a ton. I mean, we cut through saplings, we cut through all sorts of weeds, a lot of this tall grass that really likes to bind any string trimmer up. So as we mentioned earlier, we think this is a great fit in between that string trimmer and that brush cutter, because this is going to get a lot of stuff done, such as that heavy growth where, you know, maybe a homeowner has let their lawn go for too long, and so they're calling the pros in to get it straightened out. Now, one of the things I really love about electric string trimmers, or specifically battery-powered string trimmers, is the fact that you can let off the throttle and it's just quiet. It's silent. So it's not sitting there running or idling. So when somebody walks up, which many times that happens, especially when you're in some development, so that person comes up, you let off the trigger, you talk to them, you don't have to yank on a rope, you don't have to do anything, you just pull the trigger again and you're off to the races. Also, when you're sitting there idle and not doing anything, it's not burning any fuel, it's not burning any electricity, it's not burning any battery power, it's just sitting there until you pull the trigger once again. So you do get some efficiency in that manner. Now, yes, you need to look at run times on the battery. I will tell you, everything that you've seen in this video, we cut on these two 8.0 batteries and still have 2 bars left on the screen. And by the way, you don't have to go back to the batteries to actually check that. You have a little 4-bar red light right here that tells you right away the status of those 2 batteries. And it should be able to kind of balance charge, not balance charge, but balance use those batteries. So it's going to utilize those 2 batteries as it's going to keep them balanced charged as you're going throughout the day. Now, we mentioned this is an M18 trimmer. However, if I take one battery off and pull the trigger, it's not going to work. It requires 2 batteries to operate. Even if I pull the bottom one off and pull the trigger, still it's not going to work. So that tells us really this is a 36 volt trimmer. So it's using 2 batteries at one time to create that power, which is still pretty impressive that it's building that sort of power off of 2 18 volt batteries. We really like this. It's got a ton of power. It's not that heavy in the field. We didn't use the strap at all. Others may love to use a strap. I don't like to use a strap. It feels like it just gets in the way, makes me hot. I'd rather just carry the string trimmer. However, you do have that strap to use if you want to. So if weight is an issue at 16 pounds with the 8.0s or 18 pounds with the 12.0 batteries, listen, we totally get it. However, a lot of your bigger string trimmers, gas-powered string trimmers, are getting up there as well at that 13-pound range as well. Now let's talk about pricing. You can buy this bare bones, so no batteries, for $399. So if you're already in the M18 platform, you can get this for $400. Now, if you want the kit that comes with the 2 8.0 batteries, which we'd recommend, that's going to be $699. So you're adding another $300 to get the dual rapid charger. By the way, I don't have the charger here. You get a dual rapid charger as well, and the 8.0 batteries, and the string trimmer for $699, and you get a 3-year warranty on the trimmer and 3-year warranty on the batteries as well. Hey, we'll have a link in the description if you're interested in it. Also, keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. And if you don't mind, would you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already? And by all means, if you hated our video, well, give us a thumbs down. But would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day. Keep smiling.